Hey everybody, I thought I'd do a quick little video. I was just about to bypass the BMS on my Talaria Sting stock battery. It's a 60 volt battery that came off my Sting that I have a snowbike kit hooked up to. And with my snowbike ride, test ride, I found that I just didn't have quite enough power. It was good on the trail, but I wanted a little bit more power for going off into the powder to see how it could do. So I upgraded to the Komodo Pro controller. I installed that today and got it set up. And now I am going to bypass the BMS. But I was here waiting for my son to bring me some wire, and I started digging into the battery pack. So I'm going to show you what I found and talk about that a little bit. And then I'm going to proceed with the BMS bypass. So here are the cells that are inside your Talaria Sting battery pack. 60 volts. They are 10 on every layer here. There's 2 missing on this layer, and there's 13 layers high, okay? So it's 10 times 30 is 130 minus those 2. We have 128 total cells in here to make up this pack. They are INR 21700 M50LT cells. These are made by LG Chem. So we have a 16S 8P pack to make our 60 volts. So there's 8 of these in parallel, 16 in series. Now I looked up the specs for this LG Chem cell. You can see right here, 14,400 milliamps or 14.4 amps is the max discharge current. That's between 10 and 25 C. It does go down if you're colder or down if you're higher. But anyway, 14.4 amps is the maximum that each individual cell is rated to draw. So what does that mean? For our max current settings, that means that 14.4 times 8 in parallel is 115.2 amps. That's the maximum that this pack is rated for. Now, I know guys are setting their controllers to 140 amps with this stock battery pack, but if you do that, just know that you're exceeding the rating of the cells that are inside this battery. So I'm not saying it's gonna catch on fire if you do that, but it is above the manufacturer's rating for these cells. So here's the BMS right here that I've taken off, and I have cut these left 2 wires as you've probably seen in other videos. These left 2 wires, the reason you cut them, those 2 go to your connector for the power connector, okay? The one that you don't cut here on the right, I'm saying right, I should rotate it here anyway, it's on the right of the BMS, the black wire. That one goes to your charge port. Okay, so if you cut that other black one, you will not be able to charge your battery. So you got to leave that one, take these other 2, and you can run them across to all these guys that are coming from this tab here, which is the negative tab of the battery. Here's the positive, where all these red wires go over there. Now, it may be possible to just simply come from the tab and cut these wires going into the BMS, but I'm not sure of the function of all 3 of these, so I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to leave those going into the BMS. And once you do this bypass, the BMS will no longer regulate the current that's drawn out of your battery. As you probably know, it will still be able to balance the cells. You can see here all the little balance wires coming down to each layer that's in series. So every set of 8 has 1 balance wire here. There's some other balance wires over on this side. So yeah, that's what well, not completely dissected, but this is the internals of your Talaria Sting stock battery, and those are the cells that are contained within. So you take that information for what it's worth. The Max rating would be, according to the manufacturer, 115.2 amps maximum. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll do a short clip of the bypass of the BMS when it's completed with the battery reassembled. I decided to just solder these together instead of using any kind of butt connector or anything like that. I like the soldering, and I'll put some heat shrink around that to protect it. Alright, got the terminal soldered on there as well, and a little heat shrink tubing to protect that. I'll do the same thing on the other wire, and then I will continue make a little video once it's reassembled. Alright, here we go. BMS is bypassed. Just like that. Well, you probably can't really see much. Anyhow, I was going to put it back together. Alright, here it is, all back together. Looks like new. Look, I didn't even void the warranty. Okay, I voided the warranty. Anyway, the level indicator is functioning. I will install this tomorrow into the Sting with the snowbike kit. I wanted to take a minute to say, do not do this if you don't know what you're doing. It is not safe. You can cause a fire, you can shock yourself, and you can mess up your battery, which batteries are very expensive. Don't do this if you were drinking alcohol first. I've built batteries before, so I'm familiar with working with them safely using goggles and gloves and proper technique. So I do not recommend that you do this. We do have snowbike kits and the Komodo Pro controllers in stock right now at loopyride.com. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and have a great ride.